broadcast is streamed and produced by Midnight Sports. It is not affiliated with any hockey organization, club, or team. Midnight Sports is comprised of hockey parents who stream games for friends and family who cannot attend the games in person. Today's broadcast features D-Biz on production and camera and CDS on commentary. We hope you enjoy it.
Happy New Year and welcome on into Superior Ice Rink in Kings Park, Long Island, and we've got a big one here for you today. It's the Greater New York Stars playing under the banner of Prestige Hockey, ready to take on the Long Island Kings in an LIAHL Q game. The Kings come into today with a 5-3 record in New York State qualifying, most recently beating the Great Neck Bruins by a score of 9-1 and dropping a very close game against the Dix Hills Hawks by a score of 1-3. This Kings team came to Abe Stark in mid-November and beat the Stars by a score of 3-2. Outside of state qualifying, the Kings sport an 11-20 record on the year, but that record can be deceiving as the majority of the Kings opponents have been AA and high A teams. As such, they have a My Hockey rating of 80.14. Having tied common opponents, the South Westchester Blackhawks 1-1. The Kings are on a 3-game winning streak coming into this afternoon's game. The Kings also, with that My Hockey rating, it's a half a point higher than the Stars. The Stars head into today's game coming off their holiday break. Before the break, the Stars took 3 of 4 down in New Jersey, notching EPL wins against the Wilmington Junior Seahawks, the Genesis Hockey Club, and the Loudoun Knights. In LIHLQ games, the Stars have a 4-3 record with wins over the Bruins and Peconic Wildcats and losses to the Rink Hawks and this Kings team. Every game has been close, and the Stars will be looking to get some revenge for that November loss at Abe Stark. A few notes for you. Next weekend, the Stars are currently scheduled to have 3 games, a Saturday doubleheader against the Wilmington Nighthawks and a Sunday LIHLQ game out at the rinks. Midnight Sports will have all the coverage for you next weekend starting at 10:45 a.m. on Saturday. But first, it's a wintry mix, and it's Puck Drop here for Period 1. Coming up next on Midnight Sports. We're getting ready to roll here from Superior Ice out in Kings Park, Long Island. Looks like it'll be Ryan Speaker taking over the blue paint here, at least to start this game. It's the only game of the weekend here for the Stars, so we'll keep an eye on that goalie situation. The Kings will come over to the boards. They're playing under the banner, of course, of the Long Island Kings. Don't get fooled by the Royals jerseys on, very similar to the New York Stars situation, playing under the Prestige Hockey banner. In any event, over the boards come the Stars. It will be the Nicolaitis line to lead us off here from out in Long Island. Nicolaitis at center, Russo right wing, McCarthy left wing, Coronati and Viscoso the defensive pair. Goalies being checked, scorekeeper being checked, And 15 minutes on the board. Puck drop. One there by the Stars. Controlled by Russo through Nicolaitis. Back to Viscoso. Over for Coronati. Coronati at his own blue line. Goes point to point again. Viscoso tries to shovel it farther. Puck rolls off his stick. Speaker just taps that to the end boards. And so the Stars will look to break out of their zone. Puck rolls up toward Russo. Russo circles back for it. Digs it off the half wall there, but it stays in the zone. So tracking back is Viscoso for the puck. He chips that up to the half wall. Kings control. Now they come to the side of the net. Kings with some speed here early in the offensive zone. It's at the far corner. Cycled down low to the end boards. Stood up was the Kings man, who still controls, though. Puck up toward the point. Coronati cuts out that threat and skates it across the blue line. He's got a man who's all over him there, but we'll play on as that puck's thrown into the offensive zone of the Stars. It's McCarthy now circling deep. Russo on the forecheck. Puck sits in the near corner. Russo fires in on his man, letting McCarthy go off for a change. Nicolaitis tries to dig that puck out as well. They're in front of the world flags. They work it up to Coronati. Coronati shoots in wide of the cage. Screened in front was the goaltender. Sammy Schulman on the ice for the first time today as Nicolaitis taps that farther, and he and Russo will go for a change. Coronati stays out to try and gum up any zone breakout. Puck comes into the neutral zone, all the way into the offensive zone, but for an icing. And so the Stars will get to complete their change here with 13:45 left to go in the first period. Well, thanks so much for joining us here today on Midnight Sports. A snowy day outside. Hopefully you're nice and warm on your couch at home as you watch this one. It'll be the Zimmage line coming over the boards now. Schulman to the left, Fisher to the right. Foul drop there, so we'll do it all over again. Still with 13:45 remaining to go here in the first. Leshner and Gorloff now as the defensive pair at the offensive blue line. Fisher backed out of the circle. Zimmage tries to win that forward. It's kicked just wide, and the Kings will emerge with it. A 2-on-2 developing for them. Headman pass doesn't connect. Gorloff now turns, works that puck up. Shot comes in well high of the cage. And a shot now from the point. Sneaks to the circle, but not deeper just yet. Some Stars sticks in the way. The Kings now try and throw that on Speaker. He's able to shovel it out of the blue paint, as there was a Kings man on the back post looking to tap that one home. The Kings will recycle in the neutral zone. Puck comes over to Leshner, though, chips it up off the boards, and now Fisher pours in on the forecheck. Right back out of the zone by the Kings. Leshner will delay and now dump on in, so the Stars can get some new forwards out there. Conforti over the boards now on the forecheck. Fauci with him, and Polisi will man the wing. It's Fauci and Conforti able to keep that puck in the zone, and now it's thrown across the slot. Nobody home there for the Stars. The Kings will collect and try and throw that back up out of the zone. They do. Turning for it now is Gorloff, and he works that puck at his blue line. He'll settle that rolling puck down and move it forward for Fauci. Fauci touches it on toward Polisi. It's jammed right back out of the zone, so Fauci collects, throws it over toward Conforti, just out of his reach, as the Kings will circle back in their own end and work that up through the neutral zone. They chip that off what looked like a man on the Stars bench, but onward we go. Speaker's just going to cover that one up, and we'll get a face-off after Fauci did a good job bodying his Kings man, keeping him away from the blue paint, keeping his goalie clean, and so it'll be a face-off in the defensive zone here for the Stars. They'll get the Nicolaitis line right back out there. It'll be Farrow and Viscoso as the defensive pair. Nicolaitis kicked out of the dot there, and so in comes Russo to take this draw. It's Russo winning that cleanly to Farrow. Farrow over across the ice looking for Viscoso. It comes up to the near half wall. Kings control. They dump right back in. Turning for it now is Farrow, working it over toward Viscoso cleanly this time. Viscoso off the boards, finds Russo. Russo settles that puck. Headman pass chipped up off the stick of Nicolaitis. Rolling puck comes to the side of the Kings cage. It's dealt with there by the Kings netminder. Only so far as Russo in the near corner. Rolling puck toward the end boards. McCarthy controls, tries to go right back out for Russo. Gets handcuffed with the pass just a little bit, and it's a 2-on-2 coming right back the other way. Kings dance into the zone. They fire in. Speaker's able to glove that down. It was still loose. Speaker gets over toward the paint, able to kick that one out after it came out of his glove. And now the Kings will track back to their own end to pick up this puck. Russo on the forecheck. 11:38 left to go here. Oh, Sammy Schulman nearly pulled that out of the air. Instead, Viscoso lines up, but we're going to get a call here for a hand pass after the puck went off Schulman's glove. Tried to settle it down for himself. It rolled to Viscoso, and because the Stars were first to touch it, it's going to be a hand pass here, and it should be a face-off outside the Kings zone. It is indeed. It'll be the Zimmage line to take over as this face-off comes just outside the offensive zone. Fisher to the right, Schulman to the left. Fisher backed up just a bit, and now It's Zimmage leaning over, clean win to Leshner. Leshner on the puck, he'll turn, fire that up off the boards. Fisher now in on the forecheck. Kings try to control, but they can't get past Shulman. Shulman shoots high of the cage. That one sits at the end boards, and it'll be Zimmage first to the puck, thrown up to the top of the slot, but the Kings emerge with it, and now the Kings come right back the other way with speed into the offensive zone. Drop pass, top of the circle, shot in on Speaker. He's able to make the save with the chest and drop that down between the leg pads. And so it'll be a defensive zone draw with 11:09 left to go here in the opening frame from Superior Ice. Same forwards will stay out there. Oliver Zimmage on the near side to try and win this on the backhand toward Leshner. Players backed out of the circle once again. It's jammed up by Zimmage out of the zone. A nice face-off win without control there by Zimmage as the Stars track right back into the zone, but they're offside this time. And so we'll do it all over again just outside the King zone with 11:01 remaining here in the first. Bit of a choppy start so far out here on Long Island as both teams are feeling each other out. It's Zimmage at the far dot in the neutral zone. He wins that over toward Fisher. Fisher dumps it just a bit deeper in the zone, and then it's sticked farther by Zimmage. Zimmage collects at the near half wall, dances past a man, comes to the side of the cage, goes all the way around, tries a wrap around, and it's Leshner firing in. Heavy shot, hits a shin pad. Keeping the zone was Coronati there. Bouncing puck stays in the offensive zone. It's slapped farther by Fisher. The Kings will collect at the side of their cage. Schulman on the forecheck. Kings move that puck nicely out of their zone. Turning with his man is Coronati. He gets in the way, picks that puck up on the backhand, goes point to point for Leshner, who's able to chip it out of the zone. It's now the Kings collecting in the neutral zone with some speed. Fauci on the forecheck. Kings come through the neutral zone all the way into the offensive zone. Now rolling puck's going to be shot in on Speaker. Bobbled in front. Speaker makes the second save. Puck still sits in front, but it's cleaned up nicely there by Fauci. And the puck outside of the zone once again. The Kings load up in the neutral zone. They pour right back in. Coronati stays with his man. That pass comes all the way through the zone. Polisi picks it up now, and he's going to skate it out. He's bodied off the puck at his blue line. Does enough to get the puck out of the zone and then chip it farther. Fauci turns with his man, and Conforti's out there now with the long stick to break up that zone breakout. It's Conforti jamming it in deeper. Fauci on the forecheck forces a point-to-point pass, and it's the Kings who will come right back the other way. They come to the weak side of the ice. They'll shoot that one in, and it'll go all the way toward the end boards, and it'll be the Stars trying to get that puck up and out of the zone. They get it so far as the near point, but not out of the zone just yet. It sits in the slot. It's chipped farther, far circle. Kings control with some speed. Bouncing puck's going to come in. Speaker takes it off the blocker and sends it wide. Now it's Polisi on the puck. Headman pass just a bit behind Conforti. And so the Kings will set up again. Nearly take a too many men in the ice penalty. Both teams there as that puck rolls all the way down. Icing waved. And so it'll be Gorloff to pick up the puck behind his net. He reverses to himself. He finds McCarthy. Gets handcuffed by that bouncing puck just a bit. But Nicolaitis on the puck, able to jam that into the zone. And it'll come to the side of the Kings cage. Russo on the forecheck, forces a pass over toward Nicolaitis. Nicolaitis back toward Russo. One-timer comes in, hits a body in front. Rolling puck still in the blue paint. Jab just wide by Nicolaitis. McCarthy now forces that puck over to Nicolaitis off a Kings stick. Still McCarthy now on the puck, reverses down low for Russo. Russo on the forehand, sits in the near corner. Puck slips just out of his reach as a Kings man was all over him. Firing in, though, is Nicolaitis. Nicolaitis jams it farther to the end boards. It's McCarthy on his backhand, tries to work it over toward Nicolaitis, comes back off the body of McCarthy toward Russo. Shot comes in, side of the cage, tight angle shot covered up this time by the Kings netminder. And we get a stoppage in play here with 8:27 left to go in the first. Stars with a little bit of a push here as we tick under 10 minutes in the first period. Nicolaitis line stays out there. Nicolaitis has McCarthy to his left. Got to figure the puck's going to head over in that direction. The Kings end up with the win. They work it up to the near half wall, and then they'll cycle it deeper in their zone, will the Kings, for some open ice. The Kings tap that puck up and out. Farrow bodies his man. Kings still get the puck out into the neutral zone and now into the offensive zone. They load up on the forehand, try and feather it farther. Farrow there first, though. He's going to corral that puck and work it right up through the slot. And that puck goes Nicolaitis to Russo. Russo over toward McCarthy, just a little out of his reach, but Nicolaitis keeps the zone. Nicolaitis in. Oh, that puck nearly deflected in 5-hole. Instead, it's covered up nicely by the Kings goaltender. And we'll have an offensive zone faceoff upcoming here for the Stars, who nearly found the back of the net. Now it'll be the Zimmage line out there now. Fisher to his right. Shulman to his left. Viscoso sets up here at the near point. The Stars again kicked out of the face-off circle, as were the Kings. Looks like these officials are very serious about not encroaching on the circle. It was nothing that the draw men had done there. It was the wingers who had come into the circle just a little bit early. In any event, Zimmage bodied in the near corner as the Stars try and find some open ice in the offensive zone to pull the trigger. Puck comes up toward Viscoso. He walks the blue line, dances around his man, dumps right back in. Zimmage now fires in that corner, trying to dig that puck out for some open ice. It's Fisher in for support as that rolling puck's going to come to the slot, but it's jabbed right back in there by Shulman. Stars just trying to tilt the ice right now as the Kings try the other side of the ice, and they'll feather that one out. Now Viscoso gets on his horse to hurry back. Coronati sticks with his man through the slot. Bouncing puck sits there. Speaker able to get the blocker on that one as it goes to the far corner. Viscoso absolutely upends his man over there and works the puck over to Coronati. Coronati on the puck. He takes a heavy hit. That's going to go for a penalty, as everyone in the stands knew. Fortunately, Coronati right back on his skates. But it'll be the Kings man to the box here with 6:57 left to go in the first. We'll see what the call is, as there's an explanation at the Kings bench. It'll be a roughing for 2 minutes. The Kings man in the box here. Stars to the first power play of the day, with 6:57 remaining here in the first period. That'll be McCarthy, Nikolaitis, Shulman, Zimmage, and Coronati as power play unit number 1 out there. And we just wait for the officials to get the paperwork right here. We do have 2 referees on the ice today and 2 linesmen, so we have the full complement of officials here out at Superior Ice. Linesman reminding both players to stay out of the circle. That's won by the Kings. Not jammed out of the zone just yet. In the near corner, the Kings with a little bit of time and space. They rack that around against the yellow paint, but Shulman able to tap it farther into the zone. Nikolaitis looks to pick it up. It's going to roll all the way over toward McCarthy. McCarthy on the puck in the near corner. Looks to get it on his forehand. He's got a little bit of time. Oh, the one-timer comes in. Zimmage did not get full purchase on that one, but it was a good save nonetheless by the Kings netminder. McCarthy looks to set it up again. Zimmage playing the bumper roll in that low slot. Comes all the way across the ice. It'll be Shulman settling that puck down at the top of the circle, working it deeper for Nikolaitis. Nikolaitis on the forehand now in the near corner. Nikolaitis looks up. It's Zimmage battling in that slot position. McCarthy loads up, fires in. That one goes over the top corner of the cage. Now Shulman looks to keep the zone as the Kings try to jam this out. It's been all Stars so far on this power play, but the Kings doing well to keep that puck against the far half wall. It looks like it's stuck under Shulman there, and we still get no whistle, as the officials must be able to see the puck. It's Nikolaitis who digs it out. Nikolaitis looks all the way across the ice. It's Zimmage who gets handcuffed there. It was a nice thought, but now it's a 2-on-2 emerging here for the Kings. After the long shift, they'll just dump in. But still on the forecheck is a Kings man out there in the near corner, rolling puck to the near half wall, and it's Nikolaitis taking the puck off his man. He's got a 2-on-3 here on the power play. He'll fire in, hits a shin guard, bouncing puck goes wide of the cage. Nikolaitis stays out to try and keep the puck in the offensive zone. Instead, it's McCarthy doing the work after a nice back check by Gorloff. It's now McCarthy on the puck, looking out front for Nikolaitis, who's in the low slot. Puck comes all the way up to Gorloff at the far point. Still 20 seconds left to go in the man advantage here. Russo fires up, tight angle shot, looking for a deflection, goes wide of the cage. McCarthy picks up now in the near corner. 12 seconds left to go. Puck up to Viscoso at the near point, down toward McCarthy. Into the bumper, one-timer doesn't connect off the stick of Russo. Goes just wide of the cage. It's jammed up and out of the zone now by the Kings, and that'll do it. It's a penalty kill by the Long Island Kings as Viscoso goes point to point and then takes a hit there. Looks like the Kings have his number right now after the heavy hit. Fisher shot goes wide on a deflection. It's Conforti out there as well, trying to keep the puck in the zone. Russo and Fisher out as the forwards. This one's going to come all the way down, and it's going to be Speaker just covering that puck up so the Stars can get their lines right with 4:37 remaining to go here in the first period. Well, a lot of shots there for the Stars, but the Kings equal to the task on that kill. And now the Kings have an offensive zone draw. It'll be Fauci, Fisher, and Conforti as the forwards. Fauci Try and win this on the backhand. He gets bodied by his man. Puck sits at the dot, then rolls into the slot. And coming away with it was Leschner, working it up for Conforti. Conforti feathers that off the boards, and now Fisher pours in after it on the forecheck. Kings try to get that puck up and out of the zone. Instead, they hit the netting. And so with 4:21 left to go in the first, it's going to be an offensive zone draw here for the Stars. Fisher will trade places with Polisi from the bench. And so it'll be Fauci, Conforti, and Polisi as the forwards. Leschner and Coronati as the defensive pair. Puck sits at the dot, sticks tied up. Conforti fires in to try and get that puck loose. He finds Polisi. Polisi throws that across, nobody home, looking for a stick just to deflect it on net. And now the Kings look to come the other way, but it was Fauci with a great back check. Leaves the puck there for Coronati. Coronati will dump in once he gains the line. Polisi now bodies his man in the near corner. Sticks and bodies go flying. Puck jammed out of the zone, and so it's Conforti going point to point with Coronati. Coronati works that puck up toward Fauci. He touches that one. It's going to go all the way down across the end line, but a good touch up by Fauci keeps that from being an icing. It's the Kings now resetting as we tick under 4 minutes left to play here in the first. Oh, a good keep there by McCarthy. McCarthy now on the backhand, far circle, tight angle shot goes across the face of goal. Polisi will fire that off a shin guard. It's going to roll all the way to McCarthy. McCarthy tries a wraparound. It's kicked out by the Kings, and now the Kings look up as the Stars are making a change, and it's Russo, looks like it'll be Leschner going to the box after a collision there at center ice. That puck came between two players, but it'll be Leschner to the box here, and now the Kings will have a power play of their very own with 3:24 left to go here in the first. Well, referees calling a pretty tight game here. Fair is fair. They're calling it evenly, and so it'll be Nicolaitis at the near defensive dot. Try and win this puck over to the half wall. He does. Kings control. Kings at the near point. They'll dump it in just a bit deeper. It's Viscoso at the near circle, watching his man wide. And now the Kings look to set something up. Still at the top of the near circle. Now the near point. They cycle it down just a bit deeper, trying to get the Stars confused. They circle into the slot. They fire in. That hits a body and goes wide. And now Viscoso tries to chip that up toward Nicolaitis. Rolling puck all the way to the near point. Kings fire it right back in. Farrow at the back post, watching his man there as the Kings control in the near circle. Bouncing puck comes all the way across, and then it's shot wide of the cage, comes to the near half wall. Kings still control there. Kings on the puck, jammed up just a bit by Nicolaitis, who tries to get that puck out of the zone. A wonderful clear by him. 1:18 left to go on the man advantage. 2:40 left to go here in the first period. Kings with a quick up to half ice, and they'll work that puck all the way across the blue line and dump it in deep. It's Viscoso firing on that puck at the end boards. He tries to send it around to the near half wall, can't get all of it, and now it's at the near point. The Kings throw that all the way across the ice. They load up. One-timer comes all the way across the face of goal. No one to touch it home there for the Kings. The Kings firing again. Speaker kicks that one out. Bouncing puck sits at the near dot. Feathered farther there by Russo. Nearly cleared, but not out. And now it is just across the blue line as the Kings set up once again in the neutral zone. They tap it farther there at the logo into the offensive zone. Rolling puck on the forehand. It's Farrow with a nice long stick, cutting out the thread initially. Now a lot of space. Thrown in. Speaker kicks that one aside. And now it's the Kings looking to set up again at the near half wall. Kings top of the near circle. Up to the near point. Thrown all the way across. One-timer comes across. Speaker gets post to post. And now the Kings look to set up again. 19 seconds left to go in the man advantage. That shot takes a deflection off Zimmage to the far corner. Kings will set up again. Kings at the far half wall, trying to get this puck across the ice. Farrow bodies his man. Rolling puck comes all the way to the end boards. It's Viscoso shouldering his man wide. Shot comes in. Oh, just missed the cage by a whisker. The Kings will have to set up once more. It's back to 5-on-5 hockey now as Farrow touches that farther over to the near defensive corner. The Kings on the puck at the near defensive corner. It's Viscoso trying to separate his man from the puck. It's feathered up and out of the zone. The Kings control immediately, though. Come right back in, but offside with 1:07 left to go in the first. It's going to be a face-off just outside the Stars zone. Well, the Stars killed off the penalty as well, and so both teams 0 for 1 on the power play in the first period here today. It'll be Nicolaitis, Schulman, and McCarthy out there as the forwards. Coronati and Gorloff as the defenders. Some broken lines here as there's been a lot of special teams action recently in this one. It's the Kings controlling at their own blue line. McCarthy on the forecheck, and now Schulman Tries to upend his man, but the Kings come away with it into the offensive zone. Kings top of the circle. They shoot in. Speaker sees that one late, and then he kicks out the rebound that sat in the blue paint. Oh, my, oh, my. Now it's the Stars coming the other way. It's McCarthy and Shulman in a 2-on-0. It's McCarthy all the way, and he shoots. He scores! Oh, boy. Johnny Mack, the captain, takes it forehand, goes top shelf. And just like that, the Stars ride the emotional roller coaster of a loose puck in their own blue paint, kicked out, and then scored at the other end with 41.1 seconds left to go here in the first. It's Stars 1, Kings nothing. Ensuing faceoff, one there by the Kings at their blue line. They're going to work this up diagonally through the neutral zone as Gorloff bodies his man, and Nikolaitis tracks back to cover in the defensive zone. It's Nikolaitis. That puck sits just to the side of the cage. Good stick work there by the Stars defenseman, though, as they work that puck up and out of the zone. 22 seconds left to go. McCarthy just jabs it farther, and now it's Nikolaitis with speed. He's one-on-one in the offensive zone. Tight angle, tries to go around his man. The Kings work that up to the far half wall. Stars should be happy just to get out of this period with the score 1-0, but it's the Kings back into the offensive zone. Tying up his man is Gorloff. Kings still take over. They're at the side of the cage. They try and get Speaker sneaking off the post. Oh, Speaker takes a big hit there at the side of the cage. And it looks like he's back up on his feet now as his head got caught while some Kings players went by looking for the puck. Certainly nothing malicious about it, but that puck was loose at the side of the cage. Speaker upended. Looks like all's well that ends well. Zeros on the board for the first period. And we'll be right back after this for period number 2. Stick around, 15 more minutes. We're going to put them on the board right after this. Royalty-free music. We are back in action here from Superior Ice. Goalies being checked. Scorekeeper being checked. We're ready to roll. It'll be the Zimmage line. He's got Pizarro to his left, Shulman to his right. Shulman will fire that bouncing puck in. Oh boy, it just creeped just wide of the cage. That's always a tough one for goaltenders to handle, but it's Pizarro taking over that puck, throwing it into the slot. Fired on net by Shulman. Saved nicely by the Kings netminder. The Kings look to emerge with it out of their zone. They do. Headman pass connects, and now it's a 2-on-1 for the Kings. They're at the far circle. They load up there, taken out of the play as Speaker makes a diving save. Oh my gosh! Cannot believe he got that puck with 14:28 left to go here in the second. Speaker dove across, made the save. It'll be a penalty on the Stars, but that's all after that save by Speaker with 14:28 left to go here in the period of the long change. Stars down a man, up a goal, and they'll need to get reset here quickly as the puck's about to be dropped. It's Nikolaitis out there with McCarthy as the fourth. Nikolaitis wins that faceoff toward Coronati. The Kings will control. The Kings walk the blue line now and send it all the way to the far point. Puck drop deeper at the far half wall. Stars look to get this puck out of the zone, but it's the Kings who control. Shot comes in, goes well wide of the cage, and now it's Nikolaitis on the puck, but he's got a man draped all over him. Kings able to work that deeper into the zone. It's Coronati upending his man there as the puck comes to the end boards, and now all the way to the far corner, thrown to the side of the cage. Kings try that return pass, but it was Viscoso with a great stick. He finds McCarthy breaking out of the zone. McCarthy able to feather that up into the air, bouncing puck all the way to the end boards. The Stars will get a partial change out of this one. It's the Kings setting up, coming through the neutral zone, bouncing puck, sticked wide just by Russo. Kings break into the zone. Drop pass there, finds Zimmage. Zimmage on a breakaway here. Oliver Zimmage all the way into the offensive zone, all alone. Loads up on the forehand, shoots just wide. A nice save by the Kings netminder. Oh, he tries to put that one back. Hits the side of the cage instead. And now it's the Kings who'll look to collect. Oliver Zimmage had done a bunch of that work himself. Nearly found the twine in the back of the net. But instead, it's the Kings breaking out the other way. The Kings at the far side of the ice in front of the benches. Sticked farther by Viscoso. He finds Zimmage. Zimmage bodied off the puck. Fights back for it, though. Able to work that deeper into the zone. 37 seconds left to go in the man advantage here for the Kings as the Stars look to get back into position. 13 minutes left to go here in the second. Kings with speed into the offensive zone. That puck is going to come to the side of the cage. Sticked farther there by Speaker. Sits in front, top of the slot. Now the one-timer comes in. Speaker gets the glove in the way, and it'll be Coronati on the puck. 18 seconds left to go now in the man advantage for the Kings. It's Russo gaining center ice. It's sticked off his stick there, and the Kings look to come the other way. Viscoso able to upend his man. The Kings will have to track back for it right in front of the Stars bench. It's Pizarro, long stick, able to get the puck off his man momentarily. Just 1 second left to go here on the man advantage as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Viscoso turns for the puck, works it out of the zone. It's going to come across for an offside, and this will let the Stars get their lines right with 12:21 left to go here in the second period. Well, it'll be Shulman, Pizarro, Gorlov, Fisher, and Farrow as the five skaters in the road Navy Blues for the Stars. Pizarro takes that face-off win himself back into his own zone, looking to buy some time and space. It hits a stick, though, and the Kings able to keep the zone until Shulman comes in. He's able to take the puck off his man. Nice back-checking by the Kings. Sees that puck roll to Pizarro. Pizarro loads up. Blockered aside by the Kings netminder. Onward we play here from Superior Ice. Farrow able to keep the zone. Hits a body on the dump-in, and the Kings feather that back out. They've got a 2-on-2 developing here into the zone. Firing up on that puck was Gorlov. He's able to jam it out of the zone, and Pizarro nearly picks off that pass. It rolls over to Fisher. Fisher has his stick lifted at the last second, but it's going to roll to Pizarro momentarily, and now the game's getting a bit choppy out there, even as the clock continues to tick, because the player's looking for that one pass that might open half of the net. It's now the Kings back into the offensive zone. Drop pass there, intercepted by Pizarro. Pizarro sends that to the weak side of the ice, chipped farther by Fisher, and the Kings will control at their own blue line. Fisher on the forecheck, forces a pass back into the defensive zone as the Kings will chip that all the way into the offensive zone now. Turning for the puck is Gorlov. He's got a man with him. His man had the puck momentarily, but Steph Gorlov able to take the puck off him. He's at the near corner trying to work that puck up and out. Shot instead comes in. Speaker's able to glove that aside. Pizarro cleans it up at the side of the net. Rolling puck finds Farrow. Farrow on the forehand uses the glass to get that puck up and out of the zone. It's Conforti firing forward on the forecheck. It's tapped just past all of the Stars and Kings players on the strong side, but now the Kings break right back into the offensive zone. They look to load up. It's a shot that comes well high of the cage after a deflection, and we're going to stoppage in play here with 10:45 left to go in the second period. The Stars can get a change out of this. It'll be Schaefer and Leshner as the defensive pair. Fauci, Conforti, and Polisi as the forward line. Fauci to take this draw on his strong side. He wins that cleanly back toward Schaefer. Schaefer on the puck, taps it around toward Polisi. Polisi picks that puck up, stops it momentarily. The Kings will jam it right back in as Polisi was trying to fire that puck out of the zone. Schaefer bodied by his man. Rolling puck comes all the way to the far half wall. It's Polisi to it first. On the forehand, Polisi skates this out of the zone. Conforti calling for the headman pass. Polisi brings it over to the near side of the ice. Good poke check there by the Kings. Sees that puck come all the way into the zone. And now, tight angle shot. Speaker fights that one off. Schaefer picks it up. Works it up toward Conforti. Rolling puck. Jabbed farther. Not out of the zone just yet. Schaefer tries to work it farther. Conforti in for help. Rolling puck across the blue line. Conforti does very well there. He breaks in the offensive zone. It's Conforti looking for Fauci back into the slot. Oh, it hits off a skate and goes in. A broken goal there. And it looks like it'll be the Stars through Conforti's pass off a skate into the back of the net with 9:58 left to go here in the second period. It's the Stars 2, Kings nothing. Well, the Stars needed some puck luck, and they got it on that play. As that centering pass, Conforti was looking for Fauci. Streaking back were the Kings defenders, but it went off a skate into the back of the net. And so, the Stars double their lead. Ensuing faceoff sees the Kings come away with it momentarily. They go point to point in their own zone. They work it up, but not past Russo at first, and now they're going to streak the other way. Russo able to take the puck off his man. Rolling puck goes over to Coronati, who shovels it farther for Viscoso. Viscoso fires that puck up off the glass. It bounces out of the zone. Nikolaitis kicks it to himself. He's got McCarthy streaking toward the slot. Has to pass it just a bit behind him, but it'll be Russo in the offensive zone, picking that puck up and dumping it in just a bit deeper. McCarthy bodied there by two Kingsmen. Digging it out is Russo. Russo surveys his options, throws that on net. Tried a sneaky screen shot. Nearly able to find the back of the net, but the Kings netminder was wise to the play, and now the home team in white will break out of their zone with speed. They look energized after that unfortunate goal for them. They break into the offensive zone, do the Kings. They look to load up, top of the circle. One touch goes just wide of the cage. It's Nikolaitis jamming that up and out of the zone. Russo gives chase. Kings to it first in their own zone. Russo on the forecheck versus an early pass. Kings will have to track back in their own zone. And Coyle for it. Now that puck's left for Nikolaitis. No look pass, shot, score! Oh boy, oh boy. Russo, no look backhand pass to Nikolaitis, and there was no doubt about it. 8:47 left to go here in the middle frame. And it's Stars 3, Kings nothing. Looks like the Kings will call a timeout here from Superior Ice. Nearly halfway through this game, so we'll pause for some royalty-free music. Stick around. We'll be back right after the timeout. All right, timeout over. That's just some good coaching there by the Long Island Kings staff to try and slow down the Stars' momentum. And so the Stars will send out Bizarro, Schulman, and Fisher here. That face-off one forward by Bizarro. The Stars try to control right in front of their bench, but the Kings come away with it. The Kings at their own blue line, tap farther by Bizarro. Now the Stars need to get back as the Kings set up in the neutral zone. And Schulman this time on the forecheck. Kings will throw that up into their own bench, looking to dump it in the offensive zone, but instead sending it out of play. And so with 8:32 remaining to go here in the second period, it's going to be a face-off just outside the Kings zone. Same forwards will stay out there. It's Coronati and Viscoso as the defenders. Bizarro take this draw. Try to win it forward. He does toward Fisher. Schulman tries to slap it farther. Fisher ends up dumping that into the zone, and now the Kings will fire on the puck at their own end boards. Kings work it up on a reverse, and it's at the far half wall. They'll delay there momentarily as they break out of the zone, but they do get it in front of the scorer's table and now chip it toward the offensive zone. Kings able to keep the zone and kick it farther as it sits in the top of the slot, but Coronati eventually corrals that puck on the backhand, skates it out and up for Fisher. Fisher across center ice, tries to dump it in just a bit deeper. Nice back check, takes the puck off him. Kings will turn right back the other way. It's Viscoso lining up his man right in front of his bench. That puck's fired in on net from a distance, and so it's the Kings picking the puck up in their own zone, coming through the neutral zone, dumping in once they gain the line. That puck's racked all the way around. Viscoso turns, looks, sees his man in the corner. That puck thrown toward the front. Speaker gets a stick on it, bounces rink wide, and now the Stars look to dig this puck out of their own zone. Kings pushing here, trying to tilt the ice as they sit at the near dot. Shot's going to come in here from the point, but not past Coronati, who has a little time and works that puck up and out of the zone. The Kings will have to collect at their own blue line. The Kings pick up the puck there on the far side of the ice. They work it across the ice, and now they've got some numbers to break into the offensive zone, but they do so offside, and so we'll get a stoppage in play here with 7:16 left to go in the second period. Well, we're just about halfway through this one. In fact, just a little past halfway. And the Stars will look to push this one out of the neutral zone into the offensive zone. They've got McCarthy, Nicolaitis, Russo out there as the forwards, Gorloff and Farrow. It's one there by the Kings who look to set something up. Farrow gets in the way of that one. The Kings will dump on in. Turning for the puck is Russo, far side of the ice. He corrals it there. He takes a big hit. Now it'll be the Kings keeping the zone. They're at the top of the near circle are the Kings. On the forehand, they throw that across the ice looking for a stick. It's going to find Russo, tries to chip it farther. Hard puck to corral, and now Gorloff works it up to the far point. The Kings throw that one in. Speaker sees that spilled in front of him. He's able to make the second save there, and so we get a stoppage in play with 6:52 remaining here in the second. It's going to be a defensive zone draw for the Stars. Well, Speaker just asking a few questions of the official, and this time jumping on that face-off win. And we'll do it all over again just 2 seconds later from the far circle. It's Nicolaitis now to take this draw and try and win it back. And both players are going to be kicked out of the circle here. And so it'll be Russo coming in to take the draw for the Stars. One over toward the half wall. Stars look to control. Bouncing puck at the far circle, still jammed out of the zone by Nicolaitis, who takes over control at center ice. He's going to shovel that in on the backhand. McCarthy gives chase on the forehand. McCarthy getting in the way of that breakout at first, and now the Kings at the near half wall. They work it up to the near point. Not out just yet as Russo gets in the way of that. It is shoveled past him, though, eventually. Farrow able to jam up his man on that dump in, and it'll be the Stars collecting in their own zone. On the backhand up to the far point. Not just out yet. The Kings with a little bit of time and space low. Farrow with a skate in the way of that shot, and now the Kings will dump right back in to the far corner. They throw that. Speaker able to stick that up before a Kings stick gets in the way, and McCarthy taps it off the glass to himself. He keeps steaming forward, does McCarthy. It's finally taken off him once he enters the offensive zone, but now the Stars will pick it up at the far side of the ice. It's once again McCarthy who taps it farther, and the Stars can go for a change as that puck goes all the way to the end boards of the Kings. The Kings will break out of their zone as the Stars have made a change. It's Conforti on the forecheck, forces a pass. Now the Kings into the offensive zone. They look to load up, drop pass there, top of the circle, hits a body. It was Fauci who got in the way of that one, and it'll be the Kings trying to throw that to the net front. Puck sits at the end boards, looking toward the slot. Speaker gets the big stick out in the way of that one. Now the rolling puck is sticked farther by Speaker, and he's going to cover up with 5:30 remaining here in the second. The officials clearly view this game as getting just a little bit chippier out there. You can always tell by how fast they sprint into the blue paint when the puck is covered by a goaltender. And so, 5.5 minutes left to go here in the second. It'll be Fauci to take this draw at the far circle. It's one forward by him, but without control. The Kings do have it. It's kicked out there on the shot by Speaker. And now it'll come all the way up toward Conforti. He tries to jab it farther out of the zone. The Kings able to keep control of the puck momentarily, but Conforti does enough to get the puck out of the zone at first, and then Schaefer does the rest. The Kings will have to reset in the neutral zone. They do, and dump on in. Turning now is Leshner and Polisi to try and pick up that puck in their own end. Kings have the puck. They jab it farther, and now that puck's going to come up and out of the zone. The Stars did enough to get that puck out of the zone. Polisi nearly on a breakaway. Instead, though, that puck's going to be racked off a stick into the Stars bench, and we'll get a stoppage in play here with 4:56 remaining to go in the second. Well, it'll be Fauci, Polisi, and Conforti staying out there as the forwards. This drop's going to come at center ice. Leshner and Schaefer as the defensive pair. Fauci, clean win over toward Schaefer. Schaefer on the puck at his own blue line. He'll go across the ice, looking over there for Polisi. It's sticked farther there by the Kings, but it's Conforti able to dump that puck in, and now the Kings will take over at the far corner. Kings on the puck there. They look to break out through center ice. Conforti able to get in the way of that one. Polisi keeps the zone, throws it to the far corner, and now Fauci and Conforti converge on the puck. Conforti comes away with it. Conforti on the puck, dumps it in deeper there as Schulman fires out on the forecheck. Stars are getting a partial change in the offensive zone, but now it's a 2-on-1 developing here for the Kings. Kings break in, but offside. Oh, the Stars save there by a Kings offside with 4:19 left to go here in the second. Stars will get a full change out of this one, and the faceoff will come just outside the Stars zone. And this one will be at the far side of the ice, right in front of the Kings bench. It'll be Zimmage to take the draw. He's got Bizarro out there with him, as well as Schulman. Puck dumped all the way in there by the Kings. Coronati looks over his shoulder. He's going to rack it over to the weak side. Bizarro looks to pick it up at the half wall. He does in stride. Throws that across to the weak side of the ice. Kings able to cut that one out. They dump back in, but offside. So with 4:03 remaining to go here in the second, it's a faceoff just outside the Star zone. No, we're going to bring this one all the way back to the logo at center ice. Given where it was dumped in from, it'll be Zimmage to take the draw. Puck's dropped. Zimmage wins that forward. Bizarro tries to tap it past his man, and he's able to get onside before the dump in. Kings take over at the far half wall. It's dumped in deeper. Bizarro lurking back there on the forehand backhand off the side of the cage, nearly touched home by Zimmage. Instead, the Kings able to clear it up to the near point. Rolling puck's going to come all the way up. It's a mini break here for the Kings. Oh, that puck top corner, and the Kings able to find the back of the net finally. With 3:39 left to go here in the second. It's a hockey game, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere, because there is a lot of time left in this one. And so, it's Stars 3, Kings 1. Ensuing faceoff will be Zimmage, Schulman, and Bizarro as the forwards. And that puck 1-4 taken over there by Bizarro, tapped just farther by Schulman, and tapped all the way into the offensive zone, but without possession by the Stars. Kings come right back the other way. Stars need to be careful here as that puck rolled into the offensive zone for the Kings, but was taken back over by the Stars. Some heavy hitting out there now as the Stars dump on in. It's Zimmage setting up Bizarro. Bizarro all the way across the ice, finds a Kings stick, and now the Kings will break the other way. That puck gets gobbled up by the Ice Monster off a couple of sticks, as Bizarro and his man go to work at center ice. Dumped back in there by the Stars. Kings take over. They go point to point back in their own end, and then they fire that puck all the way across the ice. Gorloff, long stick, gets there first. Kings take over at their own blue line. They work it up in front of the scorer's booth, and now it's chopped out of the air by Gorloff, who circles back for it. He's got Farrow back there. He finds him point to point. Farrow picks up that puck in the defensive zone. He works it into the neutral zone. He takes a heavy hit while doing so, and now the Kings come in. Look like they might have been offside as they were able to break into the offensive zone. Shot comes in. Speaker gloves that one down with 2:39 remaining to go here in the second. It's going to be a defensive zone draw for the Stars. Now it'll be Nicolaitis, Russo, Leshner, Schaefer, and McCarthy out there as the 5 skaters in navy blue. Nicolaitis at the near circle. One there by the Kings. They load up, shoot in. Stick gets in the way by McCarthy. Puck sits just to the side of Speaker, and he gobbles it up with that big mitt. So we'll do it all over again with 2:33 left to go here in the second. It'll be Nicolaitis again at this near dot. He wins that one cleanly to Schaefer. Schaefer on the puck. Sends that gently over toward Russo at the far half wall. Russo settles that puck on the backhand. It's not out of the zone just yet, though, as the Kings try to feather that deeper into the zone. This time, Russo chips that up and out of the zone. The Kings have to delay, but this time they are offside with 2:18 left to play here in the second. Well, looks like it will be the Nicolaitis line staying out there. Schaefer and Leshner as well, as this faceoff comes just outside the Stars zone. Nicolaitis tries to win that through the linesman's legs. He does over toward McCarthy, and then that puck chipped farther by the Stars. It's now the Kings dumping in once they gain the line. It's going to come all the way over toward the near side. Schaefer takes a look, sees his man, bodies him there in the corner as that puck just sits there and then fired in off a body, never reached the goal mouth. Russo tries to jam it farther, collects the puck again. He's going to get a second bite at this apple as it hits a stick and exits the zone. The Kings will come right back in, though. They load up on the forehand. That shot goes wide, and it'll be Russo trying to jam that puck up and out of the zone. Kings take over. They throw it toward the slot. Still on a Kings stick there. Caught between some skates. Speaker needs to get up. He does. It's McCarthy on the puck. Stars helping out their netminder who had gone down, trying to go post to post. to get that puck. Instead, it hit a body. Now it's Nicolaitis shooting it. Puck loose in front. McCarthy tries to jab it home. Rolling puck in the circle. The Kings will live to fight another day on this one as they come right back the other way. It's speed racing down the other side. They shoot in. That one's going to go high over the cage and come all the way out of the zone as it hits the curved glass. The Kings will set up once again, breaking into the offensive zone. Slapper comes in, goes well wide of the cage, bounces off the end boards, and now toward the slot. Schaefer there first. Schaefer on the puck. He'll settle it on the forehand. Just 63 seconds left to go here in the middle frame as Leshner tries to touch that puck farther toward Russo. Kings trying to dig it out from the far half wall. It's the Stars trying to get on the forehand to get the puck out of the zone. Leshner bodies his man long enough to give the puck over toward Nicolaitis. Nicolaitis on the forehand. He's just going to feather that up through the air and out of the zone. It's going to roll across the end line here for an icing, but the Stars happy to relieve just a little bit of the pressure momentarily with 41 seconds left to go here in the second period. It'll be a defensive zone draw for them, but as you know, in youth hockey, you can make a line change off an icing, and so the Stars will get some new fresh-legged skaters out there for the remaining 41 seconds of this period. Bizarro, Fisher, Zimmage as the forwards, Viscoso, Coronati as the defenders. It's Zimmage at the near dot. Puck won there by the Kings, jabbed in farther, rolls, sits at the dot, and now it comes to Coronati, who feathers that up towards Zimmage. Zimmage turns, looks, he sees Fisher, center ice. Fisher now breaks into the offensive zone. He's got Bizarro with him, tries to tap it farther for him. It hits a skate, and it's sent out of the zone this time. Viscoso thought he had kept that puck in the zone, but it went out just by a whisker, and so the Stars are offside with 24.1 seconds left to go here in the second. It's going to be a face-off just outside the Kings zone. Zimmage to take this draw. And now the Stars kicked out of the face-off circle there as Bizarro had crept just a little bit past the imaginary line. Face-off one forward there by the Stars, but the Kings control. They've got a 3-on-2 developing. They'll dump on in. 18 seconds left to go here. It's Viscoso first to the puck. He's going to be happy to just kick that against the end boards. 12 seconds left to go now, right in front of the Zamboni doors. Puck still at the end boards. Referees telling the players to move it. Stars happy to just eat up the rest of this period as Fisher fires in. Bouncing puck, 2 seconds left. Fired in on Speaker. He kicks it out and makes the save. That one would have counted. But instead, it's all zeros on the clock. And so we're going to go to the third period here. It's Stars 3, Kings 1. Stick around. Enjoy the royalty-free music. We'll be back 15 minutes on the board one final time from Superior Ice in Kings Park, Long Island. Period 3 about to start here out in Long Island. Let's get you reset. Stars bounced out to a 3-1 lead. The Kings, though, came back and potted a goal on a breakaway to make this one just a little bit more tense. 15 minutes on the board. This is the final frame in this LIAHL Q game. Out here as the Kings had won the return fixture back at Abe Stark 3-2. Stars looking to even the series, the season series that is. Goaltenders checked. Scorekeeper checked. It's the Nicolaitis line coming over the boards first as Russo and his compatriot line up on the near side of the ice. One back by the Kings into their zone. Russo on the forecheck, forces his man to try and use the boards to get it out. He does. Nicolaitis, though, comes in, nearly takes the puck off his man and rips a shot from the slot. Instead, it's the Kings coming away with it in their own zone. Kings behind their net. Russo on the near forecheck. That one's thrown to the weak side of the ice. McCarthy was there waiting. He shovels it back in, but just a bit offside. And so, with 14:39 left to go here in the final frame, it's a face-off coming just outside the Kings zone. Same 5 skaters stay out there for the team from Coney Island. Puck's dropped. One by Nicolaitis over to Coronati, who gains the line, fires that one on in. Kings goaltender settles that puck down just to the side of his net. Nicolaitis nearly comes away with it. Russo on the near side forecheck, and now the Kings see that rolling puck come up to the blue line, but not out. Jabbed in there by McCarthy. Stars fire forward on the puck. It's Russo able to get in the way of that puck. Throws it toward the slot. Bouncing puck. Nearly touched home. This time it hits the post. Oh my, the Stars nearly hit all the metal on the goal mouth, but unable to tuck it home, and the Kings jam that up out of the zone. Viscoso works that puck up to the near defensive point, but the Kings control in the offensive zone. Now Coronati sees his man go just a bit wide. Nicolaitis, good defensive centering there as he comes through the slot and now finds Russo. Russo leaves that puck for Nicolaitis, who will dump on in after the Stars nearly potted. The Kings had a chance of their own back the other way in the low slot. Now it'll be Conforti on the forecheck. Fauci reaches in for support. That puck comes back into the Stars zone just momentarily. The Kings zone. So the Stars are offside with 13:41 remaining to go here. It'll be a face-off just outside the Kings zone. Fauci to take right in front of the camera well here. Polisi on the near side. Fauci wins that forward. Polisi fires in on the forecheck. It's jammed out of the zone. Leshner upends his man going for the puck. Coincidental contact, and so onward we play. It's Polisi jamming that puck farther. Leshner now in for support. He's able to shovel that into the offensive zone. Not as deeply as he would have liked, but he does enough to get the puck over to Conforti, who jabs that puck farther. Now it's Fauci, side of the goal mouth, tries to lift it over the netminder. Instead, he gets upended, and the Kings come away with it. Headman pass connects, but only so far as Leshner, who controls the puck. He gains the line. He'll dump right back in, and the Stars, through Polisi, Conforti, and Fauci, will fire on that puck. It's the Kings trying to work it past Conforti and Polisi. It's fired in, though, by the Stars, and now Fauci first to this puck on the forehand. He's going to dump it in deeper as Conforti picks up the puck near the end boards. It's the Kings trying to get it past Fauci, unable to do so on the first and second tries. Fauci curls with the puck at the far circle. He shoots in. Loose puck, jab just wide there by Conforti. The Kings look to break out of their zone as the puck sits at the end board. Stars have done a nice job of tilting this ice, and now the Kings will fire that up and out of the zone. Rolling, saucering puck is going to come all the way to the end line, and it's touched up there by the Kings. Some good skating as the Stars look to get this puck up and out of their zone. They do off the boards through Leshner, and icing's going to be waved as Zimmich fires in on that puck. It's a mirror image of what just happened at the other end of the ice. Zimmich controls that puck, looks up, tries to find Bizarro in the slot, and now it comes off a goaltender into the high slot. Gorloff fires that just wide of the cage. Zimmich looks to pick it up at the far half wall, leaves it up there at the far point. Farrow able to jam it farther. Bouncing puck to the top of the slot. Kings there first, and they'll come right back the other way. Kings toward the offensive zone. A nice little drop pass there at the blue line. Sees the Kings gain the zone. Zimmich stick lift over towards Schulman. Kings jab it farther. Shot comes to the side of the cage. Farrow does enough to separate his man from the puck momentarily. Now the Kings look to set up shot. Speaker able to kick that one out. Big right leg pad as the Kings keep the zone. Bouncing puck off the end boards, off the sideboards, I should say. And now it'll be Zimmich curling back in his own end, feathering that up toward Bizarro. Bizarro on the breakout play towards Zimmich. Kings get in the way of that one. They take over. Bottom of the far circle. It's now the Stars looking to get out of their zone. Bizarro on the puck. Jabs it farther. Zimmich curls for it. Picks it up at the far half wall on the forehand. He's going to skate this out of the zone and jab it deeper. He takes a big hit right in front of the scorer's booth, but he's able to do enough to get that in the offensive zone, and the Kings will have to reset. 11:14 left to play here in the third period. The Kings now with speed into the offensive zone. Push just wide. Still on the forehand, though. They shoot. They score. Well, the Kings with speed through the neutral zone, and you could see that one coming as they curled to the far circle. And so with 11:06 left to go here in the third, it's Stars 3, Kings 2. Well, fortunately, you don't have to beat traffic if you're watching at home, and so you can stay to see the conclusion of this one. 11:06 left to go here in the third period, and it'll be the Stars through Nicolaitis trying to take this face-off win and move it toward the Kings zone. Nicolaitis does exactly that, wins it over to Coronati. Coronati back for Viscoso, point to point. Viscoso off the boards, up to Russo. Russo gains the line, dumps on in. And now the Kings look to pick it up at the end boards. Kings work it all the way over to the far side of the ice. Can't jab it past Nicolaitis, looking down low for McCarthy. Instead, though, the Kings kick that puck up and out of the zone. It's a 1-on-2 there for the Kings. Viscoso able to take the puck off his man and then work that puck up toward Russo. Russo jabs it farther. The Kings take over in their own zone. Kings work that puck up out of their zone. Only so far as Coronati. McCarthy able to get back to the blue line. Kings take over in their own end. They fire that off the glass. It's Russo first to the puck at the near half wall. Looking for Nicolaitis, side of the cage. Streaking was McCarthy through the slot, but a Kings stick gets in the way, and now the Kings come right back the other way. It's the Kings toward the offensive zone, and it was Viscoso cutting out the threat on the backhand, and now skating that puck up and out of his zone. He jabs it farther, takes a hit, but we're going to get an interference call, it looks like, on the Kings. Yes, they'll go to the box here with 10:09 remaining in the final frame. It was an interference call as Viscoso was trying to break up through the neutral zone into the offensive zone. He got upended just a little bit too late in the eyes of the officials, and so Stars up a goal and up a man here with 10:09 left to go in the third period. It's Russo, Nicolaitis, McCarthy, Schulman, and Coronati. Stars control the faceoff, but now the Kings touch it farther, and it's the Kings breaking the other way. It's a mini break for the Kings as they curl on in. Speaker able to shut that down between the leg pads. It sits to the side of the cage. Speaker jumps on it, and with 9:56 left to go here in the third period, Speaker with a breakaway save between the legs, preserving the Stars' one-goal lead. Well, I think it's time for a sweet baby Jesus, because that was a sweet baby Jesus play. And so, onward we play here as the Stars take over through Russo at the near defensive half wall. Left back for McCarthy. McCarthy up to Russo. Russo across the ice for Schulman. Schulman on the puck there. He's going to gain the offensive zone. Thinks about a drop pass. Throws that rolling puck in on net. And we'll get a stoppage in play here with 9:37 left to go. Still a minute 27 left to go in the man advantage here for the Stars as they look to double their lead. And, of course, the Kings look to do the exact opposite as they nearly did on that breakaway. Puck sits at the near dot. Linesman just a bit in the way, but Nicolaitis comes away with it. He finds McCarthy streaking in. McCarthy shoots, tries to go near post, just wide of the cage. Schulman shovels it farther into the offensive zone. It's Russo to it first. Russo up for Nicolaitis. Nicolaitis bottom of the near circle on the forehand. He'll curl with it, send it up toward McCarthy at the near point. McCarthy on the puck there, shifts it over to Coronati, top of the slot, down for Schulman. Back to Coronati, top of the slot, back to Schulman. Pitch and catch out there as the Stars try and find some open ice. It's Nicolaitis on the puck at the end boards now. Nicolaitis behind the cage, throws that out front. Tight angle shot covered up there by the Kings netminder. Puck still loose though as Russo has it. Russo skates around Nicolaitis. It hits a skate and the Kings look to come away with it, but McCarthy keeps his own initially. Russo able to pick up the puck as it rolls out of the zone. 40 seconds left to go in the man advantage here. Schulman will go off for a new skater for the Stars. Russo into the offensive zone. Drop pass for Nicolaitis. Nicolaitis over to Coronati. Coronati on the puck. Fires in. Blocker down by the Kings netminder. Pushed off the puck was the Kings man, but Nicolaitis upended as well. And now the Kings look to get on the puck with some time and space. They're going to fire that one all the way down. It'll be on net, and Speaker has to touch it so it won't go for an icing. It's Coronati on the puck. Quick up for Nicolaitis. Nicolaitis has stayed out there. He has the puck and feathers that over on a nice saucer pass to Bizarro. Bizarro touches that one farther, tries to keep the zone, works it up to Coronati. Coronati down low for Bizarro. Bizarro curls with it. It's back to 5-on-5 hockey now. Fauci in the low slot. Coronati loads up, fires in, looking for a deflection, but it was caught nicely by the Kings netminder. And the Long Island Kings have successfully killed that penalty off with 8:03 remaining to go here in the third period. It's 5-on-5 hockey, and it'll be Bizarro's Image, Fisher, Gorloff, and Viscoso out there. Image to take this draw. One forward, and the Kings possess. The Kings work that up to the far point. It's not out just yet. Gorloff had to back off so as not to give up any breakaway, and now it'll be the Kings offside on the long two-line pass there with 7:54 remaining to go here in the third period. It's going to be a face-off just outside the Kings zone on the far side of the ice. Gorloff and Viscoso as the defenders. Same three forwards out there for the Stars. It's Bizarro and his counterpart backed out of the face-off circle, but it's Image touching it farther there. Stars try and throw that toward the slot. Bizarro gets that puck on the forehand, curls with it, and a back check takes it off his stick. There's going to be no icing here as it came off Bizarro's stick last. He picks it up on the forehand. It comes off the back of the Stars' cage. Gorloff able to work that puck up, but not out just yet. Fisher does the rest. Zimmich curls back for it. Zimmich on the puck at center ice, picks up that rolling puck, and he'll touch that in down low. He takes a hit to make that play as we tick under 7.5 minutes left to go, and the Kings pick up the puck and jam it right back out of their zone. It's Gorloff on the puck, works it point-to-point for Viscoso. Viscoso jams it farther for Zimmich, who again gains the line and dumps in. Stars looking to gain some possession in the offensive zone, but instead it's going to be the Kings coming right back out. They did not gain the line this time, so it goes for an icing with 7:05 left to go here in the third period. Hey folks, a reminder, next weekend, as of right now, the Stars have a Saturday doubleheader at Abe Stark. Midnight Sports should have all the coverage for you from the home rink at 10:45 a.m. next Saturday. It'll be Fauci to take this draw. He wins that on the backhand, but the Kings come away with it, and now it's a 2-on-2 for the Kings. Schaefer bodies his man there, and then tries to work him wide. Shot comes in, sticked wide by Speaker. Polisi looks to pick it up. Rolling puck comes up to the near point, not out just yet. Stars try and jab it farther. Instead, rolling puck to the slot, and it's the Stars through Schaefer and Conforti who get that puck out of the zone. It's a 3-on-2 the other way. Fauci has it, center of the ice. Backhand saucer pass nearly connects with Conforti. Thrown toward the slot. Bouncing puck picked up by the Kings there, and they'll break the other way. It's a 3-on-2 for the Kings here if they hurry. Leschner watches his man wide there. It's thrown in across the ice, just a little out of the reach of the Kings man. And now Fauci will pick up that puck and get it to center ice. He jams that farther into the zone, and Polisi will fire on it on the forecheck. 6:18 left to go here in the third period. Kings work that up to the near half wall. Headman pass connects, and now the Kings have a 2-on-1 back the other way. Kings on the forehand. They work it across the ice. Speaker able to shut that one down, and now the Stars need to get this puck out of their zone. It's the Kings keeping possession in the offensive zone, trying to work that out toward the net front. It's at the end boards now. Kings throw that out front, looking for a bank pass off Speaker's back. Instead, it rolls wide. Conforti controls. He skates that past his blue line. Kings will control there as some of the Stars will go for a change. Polisi forces a point-to-point pass. The Kings will come right back the other way. Schaefer gets in the way of his man. Fauci will turn now and pick up the puck in his own end. The former defenseman knows what to do in this situation as he works that puck all the way over to the far corner. Rolling puck now to the end boards, thrown out front, but too hard for the Kings as Schulman picks that puck up. Takes a jab, still skates with the puck. Sends that into the offensive zone, and McCarthy now out there with him on the forecheck. McCarthy able to get a stick in the way of that one. Throws it toward the slot. It's going to come up to Viscoso. Viscoso on the forehand, dumps that puck in just a bit deeper, but it's the Kings able to break out of their zone. Rolling puck over toward Coronati. The Kings into the offensive zone. Upended there by Coronati, and he cut out the threat. It's Schulman pushing that puck just a bit wider. Coronati now tries to feather it farther. Reverse there by the Kings. Kings take over at the end boards to the side of the cage. They jab it farther once again. Coronati on the forehand, looks up ice, and he works that over toward Viscoso. Viscoso on the backhand, swipes it farther for McCarthy. McCarthy, a nice headman pass for Nicolaitis. He's got Schulman up the right wing. Schulman stops, delays, picks up that puck, dumps in. Straight fours across the board right now. 4:44 left to go in the third period. It's the Kings trying to break out of their zone. McCarthy on the forecheck, far corner. Nicolaitis in for support. That puck's jammed up to the far half wall, and it comes off a skate and stays in the offensive zone for the Stars, but without possession. Schulman nearly cuts out that pass. Rolling puck comes to the top of the slot. Coronati to it first, and he's able to delay long enough to get that puck up and out of the zone. It's the Kings tracking back in their own end for the puck now as Nicolaitis stays out on the forecheck. Bizarro and Fisher out as the wingers right now. Bizarro chips that back for Viscoso. Viscoso takes over. He gains the line again, and he'll flick that puck in one more time. It'll be the Kings taking over in their own end. They reverse on over. It's Bizarro on the forecheck as that puck comes all the way out of the Kings zone. Bizarro able to get in the way of that one and pick it off his man and dump it in on the backhand. 3:51 remaining to go here in the third period as the Kings jam that up, but not out just yet. Gorloff able to keep the zone initially, but now the Kings will come back the other way. Kings on the puck. They chip it farther. It's going to come in on Speaker, who's just going to cover that puck up. And so we're not going to get a call there, even though Speaker was sprayed as the Kings man came in hard on him. Would be tough to call a penalty this late in a one-goal game for that sort of activity, so you would imagine the players will work it out amongst themselves after their goaltender got a face wash from the skates. It'll be Zimmich to take this draw at the near circle. The Stars bench didn't like it. They let the officials know. But onward we play, 5-on-5 hockey. It's Gorloff taking that puck, working it up toward Fisher. Fisher on the puck now, looks for a headman pass. Instead, he's going to send this on net. Goes just wide for an icing. And so, with 210 seconds left to play, it's going to be a face-off in the Stars zone, and they'll get a line change here. It'll be the Nicolaitis line back over the boards. Russo and McCarthy as the wingers. Coronati and Viscoso as the defenders. Nicolaitis lines his man up, wins that faceoff over to the half wall. The Kings, though, dump that in deeper. The Kings on the puck there, looking to throw that off the back of the net out front. It's going to roll over toward McCarthy. McCarthy with a little bit of time, finds the headman pass to Russo. Russo, worried about a back check there, dumps on in to the offensive zone. The Kings try and get that puck up and out of the zone. It was McCarthy who was able to get to the puck first. McCarthy toward the slot. Look out, shot comes in just wide of the cage. Loose puck, tapped farther to the side of the cage. Looks like this one will be covered by the Kings netminder. And so we'll get a stoppage in play here. And the Stars will get an offensive zone draw. And it'll be Nicolaitis to take this one at the far circle. McCarthy to his left, Russo to his right. Coronati and Viscoso remain as the defensive pair. Nicolaitis wins that over toward McCarthy. McCarthy on the backhand, dumps it just a bit farther. Puck is touched, by both players as that rolling puck's going to come toward the side of the cage. Russo tries to take it off his man. 2:54 left to go here as the Kings break out of their zone. Upended was a linesman, but the Kings pour forward into the offensive zone. They load up. They shoot in on Speaker. He's just going to glove that one out of the air. And so we'll get another stoppage in play here. It'll be a defensive zone draw for the Stars. Well, the Nicolaitis line will stay out there on this near circle drop. This puck is in the hands of the linesman right now as all players backed out of the circle. And so it'll be Russo now in as McCarthy switches places with the ejected Nicolaitis. Puck sits at the dot. It's one forward there by McCarthy. Up past the blue line. Rolling puck, though, in the neutral zone. The Kings have to delay momentarily. They would have been offside otherwise. Now they'll dump on in. It's the Stars trying to jab it past the blue line. They kick it past the blue line that time. Nice play by the captain there to get the puck out of the zone. Kings try and dump in. They can't get past Russo on the first try. Nicolaitis nearly cut out that ringside to ringside pass. Rolling puck does find Nicolaitis, who dumps that in and takes a heavy hit right in front of the Kings bench. It's now the Kings looking to break out of the zone. Russo was on the forecheck. The Kings do eventually work it up and out of the zone. They can't fire it in just yet. It's getting snowy out there. It's not just snowy outside, it's also snowy on this rink right now as the players have skated hard here. It's a line change for the Stars. Zimmage line out there as the Kings work that up to the weak side of the ice, and that puck gains the offensive zone. The Kings take over there. Rolling puck at the far corner. Kings trying to get this net front. It's an empty net here for the Kings. Zimmage able to get that puck up and out of the zone. Net's still empty for the Kings. Zimmage nearly taps it past his man. Instead, the Kings will come the other way. Kings on the puck. It's cut out initially, and now Zimmage on the puck. He takes a big hit on the backhand, works it back into the neutral zone. 90 seconds left to play here from Superior Ice as the Kings break into the offensive zone. And now Shulman looks up. He's going to take a shot at it. It's in! That's a Stars empty netter for Sammy Shulman. And with 1:22 left to play here from Kings Park, Long Island, the Stars have doubled their lead. It's Stars 4, Kings 2. Well, still 1:22 left to go in this game. That's a virtual lifetime when it comes to youth hockey. And so we'll see what this one still has in store for us here. It's Gorloff taking that puck, working it up toward the neutral zone. Zimmage and Shulman work together. That puck goes off a stanchion. It's going to come all the way into the offensive zone. Bizarro on the forecheck. 1:10 left to play here from Superior Ice. The Kings come right back the other way through the neutral zone into the offensive zone. Come the Kings. Pushed wide by Gorloff is the Kings man. That one comes to the side of the cage. Speaker was able to get the leg pads in front of it. And now that puck tucked deeper into the zone. It's Schaefer on the puck at the far side of the ice. He takes a hit there. He's able to get his skate in the way, and now the Stars break out the other way. It's Shulman on the puck. He's going to gain the line and dump in. He sends this one on net, stick to side. Bizarro picks up that rebound, fires in. Another nice save by the Kings netminder, and that puck touched up and into the neutral zone. Firing forward on it was McCarthy. Gets in the way of that zone clearance, breaks into the offensive zone, and he gets upended there. in the slot. The Kings will take over as we tick under half a minute left to play. Schaefer on the puck at center ice. It's tapped farther there by the Kings, but not past Thomas Schaefer, who takes a big hit, but he's able to break up the zone break-in initially. It's the Kings now trying to get this puck across the blue line, but it was Gorloff with his stick in the way. 11 seconds left to play here from Superior Ice. Kings trying to get this puck into the offensive zone. Zimmage in the way instead. He's bodied on the puck. Tries to load up and shoot in. A nice save by the Kings netminder, but that's going to do it from here in Long Island. It'll be the Stars taking home all 2 points here at Superior Ice. We've gone final. It's the New York Stars 4. The Long Island Kings 2. Thanks so much for tuning in. Right here on Midnight Sports, we'll have all the coverage for you starting next Saturday at 10:45 a.m. We hope to see you then, but until then, stay safe.